Hi, everyone. The gang's all here. We got Zach Gilday, Peyton Langford, myself. We're ready to rock and roll with the critical fire danger that's ahead for tomorrow. So, we're saving that anonymous music for severe weather potential. Now, the fire danger, it's pretty serious tomorrow. Peyton's been looking a lot at the history and the past records, and there's so many dates I can't remember them. But I don't have a fire tie, but this is the closest that I've got to a fire tie. It's red flag fire warning color.
Got the studio lights there color too.
So, Jess, the thing is that here's the deal. This fire danger is pretty significant. In fact, so significant that we haven't seen something like this in a long, long time.
Historic.
So historic meaning that, it hasn't happened yet, but the potential for this to be a high-end fire event is definitely there. So Peyton, let's talk about some of the details here on how many times a critical fire danger has been issued and all that stuff. Because you got the dates memorized. Right. I don't. I've been messing it up all night.
So for Washington County, the last time that this kind of goes for Benton County too. The last time that we were included in a day 2 critical fire weather risk was 2011. Don't know the exact date, but it was the year 2011. And something interesting, a little bit off to our west, you see that extreme there, the rare steak, if you will, with the sear marks on it, that pink color. That covers the Tulsa area. This is the first time the Tulsa Metro has been included in an extreme fire weather risk in its entirety. And the last time the Tulsa Weather Forecasting Office has been touched by that extreme fire weather, sorry, I have like a NATO hair or something on my eye, was 2016. So this is a pretty historic event. And the way we get there is because of how deep this low pressure system is and how tight the pressure gradient winds are. And we'll talk about, wind speeds and all that. But it's pretty historic, especially, the Weather Forecasting Office out of Tulsa National Weather Service has mentioned, historic parameters in terms of wind speed and
the spread rates too.
Spread rates, that's what it was.
Meaning how fast the fires could spread within a minute. Yeah. And it was like over 400 feet, which is a long ways, isn't it?
Right. Yeah. 400 feet per minute is historic.
Yeah, historic.
So we're not, no one's ever hyped tornadoes. Never hyped tornadoes around here for this system.
No.
I don't get where that came from or stemmed from. Maybe some other people on social media. But, we've been talking about
this comment right here. Please tell me no tornadoes.
No tornadoes. No tornadoes for us.
But the system is going to produce tornadoes. So let's
for somebody down in the south.
Yeah, let's dive into this. So here we go. This is what we're looking at for the fire weather risk. And Jess, I agree. Peyton does know his stuff. Here's a look at the large view. So first of all, I'm going to take you through all this. So this is a look at the fire weather risk. Now, what is that brown shaded area? You notice that's not really on the risk for the different categories. What that is dry. That's an area where dry thunderstorms with lightning could occur. Now, if you're accustomed to the West Coast, they have thunderstorms that are really high based. They're very dry in the low levels of the atmosphere. So they get gusty winds, but they also get lightning with very little rain. And so these lightning strikes spark fires. Those are known as dry thunderstorms. That we have the potential of because this system is so intense. The wind speeds are so strong aloft that we could have thunderstorms that pop up in that area, dry thunderstorms with lightning, which could cause some pretty fast fire spreads.
It's so weird to see that here because that's not a typical thing. That might be the first time that's ever happened here.
I haven't seen that. And I was even wondering, what does that contour mean? Looking at fire, because I'll be honest, the Storm Prediction Center does a lot of training on fire weather. And they actually, take a lot of pride in their fire weather forecast. But I can tell you this, that I don't really see it very often around here. Right. So much that we didn't even have fire weather risk graphics that were made. We had to make those basically today. So let's go back to this and we'll take a look here at our area. There it is, extreme, that's off to the west. That does include Delaware County. Mm-hmm. Critical fire danger for us and elevated. The reason this is going to be a big low pressure system that's starting to churn. So we're talking under almost 990 millibars already, and we're looking at a low that could get down to what, 970?
Under 980.
980, which is pretty strong. So that means the pressure gradient is going to be cranking up. Now, we had some questions here about what time are the high winds supposed to start. So let's show you that as we look at some wind graphics. So first of all, there is a high wind warning. High wind warnings are very rare too. Now, you've looked at this in the past, and they don't get issued very often either.
There's been 18 warnings, high wind warnings issued out of the Tulsa National Weather Service office in the last 20 years. The most recent one was last year, but that didn't really necessarily verify. It's not a knock to Tulsa by any means. I mean,
No.
the potential was probably definitely there. But prior to that, it was 2019.
Yeah. And it was different too. The thing this kind of reminds me of is that 2008 windstorm that we had back in late January. I remember that we had blowing dust, we had power outages, we had basically a pressure gradient wind without rain, without thunderstorms. It was only dusty. It wasn't stormy. The high wind warning that was issued, like you said, last year was from showers in January that translated that the strong winds aloft down to the ground. Now, we'll get that mixing as well, but this is kind of different, as we might not see a whole lot of returns on the radar.
It's not based on that temperature difference.
No. So here we go. Friday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. is when the high wind warning kicks in. We're talking intense winds, sustained at 25, 40 miles per hour with gusts up to 50. Every time I say that, Zach got his eyes are just like,
well, you know what happens if you say miles and hour.
Miles an hour.
You gotta do push-ups.
Push-ups.
And
You
push-ups
just said it.
every
Well,
time.
I'm giving an example.
Yeah, example.
That's like saying I'm gonna, cuss and not say like an example. So I'm not gonna, we're not doing that.
I know exactly what you're talking
You know what
about.
I'm talking about? Yeah. So we're not doing that. But here's what we've got for the high wind warning. We also have the red flag fire warning. Hence the pink,
That
pinkish
bright
purple.
neon pink
Yeah.
that's matching the studio lights too.
And if we look, there's the fire weather warning. This is called a red flag fire warning. Zach, take us through and talk to us about this.
Yeah, so here we got, we have these strong winds. We just saw the high wind warning. Wind gusts over 50 miles per hour. So putting that into perspective, we have a severe thunderstorm. We talk about damaging winds. Those winds are at the very least 58 miles per hour. So we're talking about, we could be seeing some wind gusts that are of severe criteria, and so that could definitely cause damage. And with the red flag warning, this is talking about fire. So we got the winds, we have the low relative humidity, and that means the air is very dry. So we got the warm air in place. Temperatures tomorrow should be in the mid 80s, and the dew point is going to be 20s. So that difference in that temperature dew point, that's some very dry air. So that combination of the dry air, the winds, and the fact that we could be seeing these low precipitation thunderstorms that could serve as the trigger mechanism for the fire. And I just want to say, a lot of people probably aren't used to this weather. I used to live out in West Texas, in Abilene, Texas, and we had a really bad wildfire back in 2022, and people's homes were destroyed. Communities were really just left in a bad way. So really,
look at this. There's currently a fire at south of Piney Point in Benton County.
Yeah, I know the weather has been warmer. I know tomorrow's Friday. Having a bonfire is not a good idea.
Barbecue, not a good idea.
Like, let's just not do this kind of stuff, because you don't want to be the one responsible to cause a wildfire and to burn down people's homes, and people
Hundreds of acres,
and people can die.
Yeah.
So this is a very serious deal here.
Here's a look at the dew points. So look at this. There you see the dew points at about noon. That's not when the fire danger will be at its greatest, because we have a higher moisture content. We'll watch when the dry line, which, by the way, doesn't often mix east to Fayetteville, but it will tomorrow, especially during the afternoon.
Yeah.
And the winds are still going to be pretty strong at this time. Now, they'll be subsiding a little bit, but that's why with those dry conditions and that dry line setting up over western Arkansas, anywhere east of the dry line, you have the potential for storms. Now, look at the moisture pooling in to the southeastern United States. So now, okay, here's the deal. You're saying, and I saw this, Edward says Reed was hyping this storm. Well, I got to be honest. This does look like a high-end severe weather event. The models are breaking out isolated supercells with parameters off the charts. There are a lot of things that can come together. It hasn't happened yet, but the potential for a very high-end impact day is looking pretty probable.
And I do think the Storm Prediction Center will likely go with the high risk.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely feasible given everything they're given. Now, it is rightfully so to hype up that storm and make sure everyone is weather aware because it could be so significantly impactful to many communities. But for us, that just won't be the case.
No.
Everything will be well east of here. That's why we're not necessarily focused on it.
We're not focused on the severe threat. There could be maybe a pop-up stray storm. It would last maybe 30 minutes at most if it does.
It will be moving fast.
It'll be moving out quick because the winds are going to be cranking. The clouds are going to be moving and the smoke plumes are going to be moving
Storm
fast.
motion might be 45 miles per hour.
Here's what we've got. Yeah, very fast storm motions. There's the severe weather risk. This is what everybody's hyping. This is the day 3 convective outlook, a moderate risk. Not many times, I'd say less than 20 in the history of this product being issued. Has there been a day 3 moderate risk? They have always led to at least a moderate, and I think 11 times from what I was seeing up to 2013, it became a high risk.
4 out of 11 times.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was.
But
Got
that was
downgraded to a
a
high.
little older though. That
Oh yeah, that was
information.
up to 2013.
That only went to 2013. And unfortunately, I would love to just do severe weather research all afternoon,
me too.
evening, but we can't. There's
Comb
too
through data
much stuff to do.
for hours and hours.
But Zach, you don't see this very often, and you can see it on the probabilistic risk. A day 3 with a large area of extreme.
That's top of the scale.
That's top of the scale, and you see the significant hatched area as well. So
That's the chance for severe weather.
Yep. Significant hazards for
the
strong
hatched.
tornadoes, very large hail, extremely destructive winds, 75 miles per hour or greater.
So if you know people down in that area, make sure that you alert your friends and family because it's a huge area all the way from Kentucky down to Louisiana.
Yeah. And if we go to our risk tomorrow,
Even the day 2 risk.
the day 2 is a moderate, but it's a little northeast of us.
Yeah.
And there's for good reason. We'll show you why. And if we zip in here, you're going to notice, first of all, the tornado threat just barely clips our area.
St. Louis better watch out.
But it cranks up pretty fast. Memphis needs to watch out. But what's interesting is models are struggling and breaking out a lot of precipitation. I'm really interested to see how this is going to go down. Look, it's got extreme wind damage. I think there's going to be more of a linear event, an arc of basically a strong line, a broken line probably. And large hail too. This has all the potential to be off the charts in terms of severe weather potential. Now, I want to go back down here because I want to show you this energy. There is a lot of energy coming in, and then we'll take a look at the wind gusts around here. But since we are talking about the severe, look at these 2 systems. My goodness. And look at, first of all, how fast this system on Friday is coming. So there it is. It's going to get kicked off to the east. Our next system is still kind of like a negative tilt ski jump. Look at that thing. My goodness, that is insane. That is serious. You don't see that very often. So if we go back to this, and we'll load this up in the right view, and then we can animate the vorticity map. So first of all, I'm going to take the camera off. You can already see this system starting to eject, honestly. That's just southwest of, let's say New Mexico. It's southwest of Phoenix. Look at how that energy not only flings in, but notice how it's focused more to the north. So that means that the thunderstorm potential, remember, it's out ahead of this. So your greatest lift is going to be in west central and central Missouri. where you could see some isolated storms, but there's not really a good focus for storms here. And that's why I think the models are struggling in breaking out precipitation. Now, if we put this into motion, look at what happens on Saturday, which, by the way, I think Saturday morning, there's enough energy right here that they could squeeze out some showers. So I'll show you the future track, but then look at this.
Look how deep that is. Look how it
Gosh
stretches
sakes.
from the Rocky Mountains all the way to over to the Mississippi River.
That is a large system.
Yeah. We might have to check out that St. Louis Arch Cam. Remember 2 years ago, Zach? You were here. We were watching that tornado on the St. Louis Arch Cam.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Might have to check that
Yeah.
out again.
Yeah, that was wild. I know
Yeah.
exactly what you're
Yeah.
talking about. That you could see the wall cloud and everything. That's pretty insane. So that's the system that's coming in. Let's take a look at the models here in terms of the precipitation, and we'll look at that here right now. So a zoomed in view of our risk tomorrow, because I know everybody wants to talk severe thunderstorms, and rightfully so. But this storm system has trended farther east. It will be farther east, and we deal with the fire weather more than severe weather. And there you see the level 1 that clips eastern sections of our weather coverage area. Now, the models are struggling to break out precipitation, but look, it's got just a few returns that are popping up on there. But watch what happens to our north. So you can see that at 4 o'clock on the top part of your screen. But look at those winds. That is sustained at 31 miles per hour.
Woo! Got close there.
I'm not going to do it. Not going to do it. And then you'll see they're talking about miles an hour instead of miles per hour. Here's the rain on Saturday.
That's 10.
He's got a shoulder injury.
Yeah,
Oh.
I did die. I do.
We'll put him in the bank for later date.
Hurts. Yeah. So here's a look at the rain that's coming in. Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon. There's that precipitation that moves out, and it'll be a little cooler. It'll be a lot colder on Saturday. So there's just so much going on. I think what we need to do is, and I've got it on the wide view, and I think this is going to be needed. Let's check out on the scenes. Let's bring up the severe weather parameters and look and see what it looks like
With our
to
all
the
new
southeast
scales.
with the new scale.
Yeah. I haven't done that yet.
Put 'em
No,
to- put 'em to good use.
we haven't done that yet.
We
Yeah,
made 'em,
let's
but we
try
haven't
'em out.
checked
Let's
them.
let's do it.
We would have if it was for our forecast area, but this is,
Southeast.
Yeah,
Maybe I'll do a breakout tomorrow talking about the severe weather potential toward the southeast.
there's been
I don't think that would be a bad idea.
no,
Yeah. Could
especially
be a
with-
high risk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
could be
Yeah.
a high risk day 2, honestly.
Whoa.
So let's go
Yeah.
here. Severe parameters. Ready?
From the 16.
All right. So let's start off first of all with the CAPE, convective available potential energy
That
for
for you.
us. So we'll start off with CAPE.
400.
No, I'm not. So there's the fuel coming in, and then watch what. Wow, that's actually a little more than what it showed.
That's a lot for us.
Yeah, that is. And then it scoots east. So we're gonna have to watch thunderstorms that might develop because let's face it,
I think we'll be capped.
models aren't perfect. We could be capped. I hope we are.
Too dry at the surface.
We actually have sin that we can make, and we've never done it. Look at all that instability. Oh wow,
It's 4,000 ish.
that's a
think the
lot.
red-
And
red is
then
like 4,000.
Saturday, sure, not as much because there's a little more cloud cover, but that's still pretty impressive. Okay, so that's the Cape. Let's look at the 90. So this is a good one. This is the high resolution 90 hour as this loads. So let's let this load. And so that doesn't show as much. Look at how it kicks it east. So this is an updated one. Yeah, that model kicks the instability east quite quickly.
Right.
Lot of storms, and then that instability drops off. We'll take our camera off the screen, so just so you can see the full view.
I think just east of the Mississippi River. That'll be a place to watch.
That is going to be tough. Let's look at the Cape here on the GFS. So we're looking at the Cape on the GFS, with our new scale. And this will have to load. There we go. See that moisture does return, so it's going to be something we have to watch. And then that instability cranks up to the southeast. Now look at that. The GFS has more instability over Mississippi and Alabama for Saturday evening. And then finally, one more review, the graph 4 kilometer. Notice how you can see a lot more detail. Look at that, though. That barely puts any instability over us at all.
Good.
But look at the southeast.
Yeah.
Wow. You can see the storm. Look, you can
Yeah,
actually
you
see
can
because
see
of the 4 kilometer, you can see those storms interacting. We'll look at that in detail. And then finally, I said finally, but this is the
So
Cape.
much Cape
finally.
models. Look at all of them.
Yeah, I want to.
Let's get a 4-panel cape.
It's not a bad idea. But then
Yeah,
how
they
would you
make
know when
panels.
how would you know when the time would be?
Yeah, you wouldn't know the time. Can't step out in the time. Do a live lineup in the square.
We can't put a time stamp?
No, I'm Whoa.
It's just one time, unless you animate it, but I don't think it does that. Yeah. All right, now let's look at the Sig Tour, huh?
Yeah.
Sig Tour HRRR. Doesn't quite go out to Saturday evening. Let's see. So for us, Sig Tour, as it loads, look at that. It's just east of us.
Wyatt Puck, you better be careful driving. Well, I'm be upset if you are caught
Look
in
at
that
that.
mess.
Now
Why he's driving home
watch what happens on Saturday.
when he caught.
Oh boy. Wow.
Let's get it up there.
Yeah.
Some res.
That's bad. Let's look at the Sig Tour on the European. All right. Oh, it kind of bumps up something. And it
Yeah,
disappears.
tomorrow's a very volatile day.
It's weird because models are showing like nothing. No precipitation. But it makes sense. We will just be extremely dry.
I don't know. I think the scale needs to be adjusted.
What?
It
You
just
think red needs to be at the top? Like get rid of the
no, I think it just cuts off too quick. Let's see here. Here's the Sig Tour. This is the non 90-hour one. Let's see here what we got on this. It's still loading. Oh, there you go. Look at that. Definitely there. Okay.
Alabama, just the whole state.
So let's look at the. I want to look at the supercell composite. This ought to
Yeah.
be. This ought to be off the charts. Wow! Look at that. Oh my goodness.
Some purple in there.
It's pretty significant. I haven't since we made this scale. I haven't seen colors like that. Let's look at the supercell composite on the HRRR. And then there is, yeah. Ooh, look at that. Right over Tuscaloosa. Man.
You know, yeah, good thing the Aggies are not playing Tuscaloosa. They are playing Alabama.
The last day 3 moderate risk was 2022.
Yeah, that's right. We looked up a little bit about this.
Yeah, I wanted to put together like what the risk was and
what it ended up coming
ended
out to.
yeah, and then just
We don't have time for all that. We don't have time to breathe.
Nope. I'll be chasing up there tomorrow. Be careful. I know I talked to Joshua, and it could get pretty scary in terms of how fast the storm movement is and the lack of visibility. Yeah, very, very fast moving storms. So be careful.
You can't see.
All right, let's go to the wind gusts here and show you what we've got. So this is a look at the wind gusts. So these are 8 o'clock in the morning. Let's see what it's like now. The winds are pretty weak now, but look at the gusts cranking up. And you're going to see here. 40, 45, 50 miles per hour.
Probably 60 near Tulsa.
Yeah, look at the white areas. So 4 o'clock, and see the winds, Zach? They're out of the southwest.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, when that dry line comes in.
This would be great with the
Wind particles. Yeah, I don't know why they aren't on there.
Wait, is Josh chasing?
Josh Kinchelo, yeah.
Oh.
Kinchelo is, but not Josh Roger.
Oh.
So yeah, there's the winds, pretty strong winds. I mean, I don't know what else can you look at. I mean, it's like basically everything. We'll show you this. Be careful.
Yeah.
No skirts tomorrow. No, probably not a good idea on that one. All right, so here's a look at
A lot of bad hair days, I'm sure.
speaking of fire danger, there was some skies on fire tonight. Look at this. Gorgeous. Man, that's a beautiful sunset.
It's the best one in a while.
Yeah. Now, the question is what are the clouds doing at this moment? Are they going to clear? What are we going to see here?
They'll clear.
You think?
Yep.
I'm
I have
cautious.
high hopes. I have my alarm set already.
Cautiously optimistic on that. Let's see what we've got. See if that clearing is building in to the west. Yeah, it looks like it. Oh, it's going to try to hang on.
Yeah, see that.
Yeah, should we show the
Yeah,
graphic?
we will about the
Yeah.
eclipse. Yeah.
Interstate 35 is a lifting mechanism. I still stand by that. I have a theory that I-35 works as a lifting mechanism.
It probably does. All right.
Where everything forms.
Differential heating,
I-35.
black pavement.
Yeah, but the same case for Central Texas and Oklahoma.
So, in case you were wondering, there is a total lunar eclipse that happens here not too far from now. We'll take you through all the different times. So, at 10:57, which is basically right now when you're not seeing it because we're totally cloudy, you've got what's called the penumbral eclipse. Now, this is pretty much a dud. You don't want to get out there and see it. It's pretty much you won't see anything. It's a slight darkening of the moon because it's what's called the Earth's penumbra. The penumbra is, by the way, just the secondary shadow of the Earth. The partial eclipse will start basically when the darker part of the Earth's shadow, where the moon starts getting eaten away, that occurs, as you can see, at about 12:09. So 12:09 is when the partial eclipse occurs. This will go all the way until about 1:26, when the total solar eclipse or total lunar eclipse will take place. Not a solar, I wish, but it's not. There's a look at the total eclipse that starts, total lunar eclipse, that's going to be at 1:26. Maximum eclipse is at 1:58. So you'll see that basically this is a long duration event. You don't have to be at the right place at the right time. When total solar eclipse happens, you only have a few minutes and it's gone. This is a much longer duration of event. But the maximum eclipse will occur around 2 a.m. That's probably the best time to get out because that's when the moon will appear blood red. It might be good if you want to get out maybe a little after 1 o'clock in the morning and then just wait until 2.
Oh,
I'll
no.
probably go check it out tonight.
Yeah.
I'm just going to wake up, 150. What is it? 158?
Well, because it has to occur when the moon's up, and the moon is up at night. So that's why the total lunar eclipse is happening. You do not need special glasses to look at it.
But Dan, where do I need to look? North, south, east, or west?
Straight up, essentially. You'll
Straight
see,
up.
yeah, you'll see it. It's going to be high in the sky. You can't miss it. If it's clear. If it's not clear, then you won't see much.
If you wear your solar eclipse glasses, then you won't see anything.
Yeah.
You'll miss the whole thing.
Yeah, you'll miss absolutely everything. The total eclipse will end at 2:31. Partial eclipse ends at 3:47, and the penumbral eclipse, the slight darkening or the slight lightening of the moon, will be ending at 5 o'clock in the morning. So, who's going to be dragging butt tomorrow as they get out and wait up for the eclipse?
Nope. Gotta hit the gym. gotta get to sleep. I'm waking up,
I'm actually
right before it starts,
I'm pretty tired.
right around
man.
1:30,
I've had a day.
1:40.
I had a day, but I think I'll still do it.
Tomorrow's a new day.
I'll still get the
Exactly.
telescope out.
Tonight?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. You got to. Next total lunar eclipse will be March 3rd
Nah,
of 2026.
I'll go out and look at it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go out there. Set the alarm.
Can you
Wake
show
up.
the tracks tomorrow? And yeah, we should show the helicity tracks. Yeah, we could do that.
It's a good idea.
It's not a bad idea.
Can we not get that in Max?
We can. We got to make it. And it's going to be
Alright.
slow. And then people
Yeah.
will be like, I don't want to wait here for this. And then we got to
Start
scrap
the
it.
foul.
Forget it.
This is easier.
We'll make it at another time. How about that?
Yeah. We gotta make a scale.
Yeah.
Yep.
While we have 6 shows to do.
Yep.
Take 45 minutes. And then mess up. After and then
Dude, that
close
was
out of it and then have to restart.
That.
All right. Severe weather, updraft helicity tracks. First of all, I want to see what this shows before I show it. Make sure it shows pretty nuts stuff.
Oh.
Oh yeah. That's pretty nuts.
Yep.
All right. Dude, you didn't upset me. Don't worry about it, man. Don't worry about it. You didn't upset me. Promise.
Dan's not
Oh.
leaving.
Yeah.
I'm not leaving.
Don't worry. Be happy. Don't worry.
Now, don't pull a
be
Jim
happy.
Schlossman and just straight up lie.
All right.
Leave the next day.
Here we go. So this is a look at the updraft helicity. First of all, you'll see there's absolutely nothing over us.
Good.
Granted, it cuts it off.
Good news.
But just to verify, I'll show you. And we can still see Alabama and stuff. So let's tick away the time here. And what this is 0 to 3 kilometer above ground level storm relative helicity. So essentially, will a storm be able to utilize the environment? I better see if it's on here. It's not.
Hey.
We have a setting where we didn't have it automatically go on, and I'm regretting that setting.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
All
I had a
right.
feeling it wasn't on.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
But we got it now.
Hey, it's almost Pi Day, Dan. That's something to look forward to.
Oh, yeah.
Bring
Oh,
us
Pi Day is going to be. All right. So going back to this.
protein shake flavored pie.
Here we go. Updraft helicity tracks. Watch this. So first of all, there's a bunch of them Tomorrow
St.
night.
Louis.
tomorrow night. And then watch what happens on Saturday. Got updraft helicity there. That's
a
in
long one.
southern Alabama.
That's intense.
More helicity tracks. Oh my goodness, man.
I think a few long track tornadoes possible.
Let's go to the southeastern U.S. and show you.
And I
that.
use that with caution.
Look at that. Those are all what could be potentially supercells. I mean, I can see why James Spann's concerned.
Yeah, I think 1 to 2 long track
Stop
violent
it.
tornadoes is possible.
Yeah. Look at that 0 to 3 kilometer cape. Let's see if that's there. Oh yeah, that's there. Let's look at a photograph, shall we? Yeah, I'll be interested to see what a photograph looks like. So let's just do a sig tour and let's see what we got here.
No, what we looked at.
See, their sig tour is a little bit different. I wonder if we should change ours. Let's.
You like theirs?
Wow, 6 is up there.
Yeah.
Let's click
Here's
on
that
this
out,
right
right.
here. 5.8.
Whoa!
Whoa.
Look at the low level winds.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. 70 over 67. 32 for a supercell composite. Look at this PDS
Well,
tour.
yeah.
But then here's what.
Okay, the axis.
So the storm motions need to be a little bit more to the right
Yeah.
because that critical angle isn't perfect. But remember, there'll probably be some backing in the low levels of the atmosphere, which will crank that up even more. But 0 to 3 kilometer cape is 107.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's pretty insane.
downdraft cape That's big time. Let's go down here.
Model
Click on
choose
that.
violence, huh?
There's PDS tour. Again, critical angles aren't great. So let's see what happens. Of course, this could be the model smoothing it out. So I'm
bit.
interested to see what happens there. Let's look at the European.
That is pretty ridiculous.
Sure
Yeah, like,
is.
That is remarkable.
Let's look at this here. Let's see. That already comes through. There you go. Let's click on one here. Yeah, no, that's much better. Critical angle. A little bit of a cape robber there, but still pretty impressive sheer profile. Yep. That's going to be a big day. Now, if we look at, we'll show you here real quick. Composite reflectivity. Go to the HRRR. Go here. Look at the 0Z. Go to surface precipitation. Composite reflectivity. Look at all the cells that develop here. It gets pretty crazy. So right about now, supercells. See them all? Look at them.
Wow. Look at that.
Yeah. But that's not even it. That's not that. That's
the
just
morning.
that's just Saturday
Friday night
early
to
morning.
Saturday.
That's Friday night and Saturday morning, and then watch this. That is eerily similar to a really, really, really bad day. Wow.
That's not good.
No. Look at that. It almost shows a supercell.
Got its own hook.
Oh,
I think every sound that you clicked on said PDS tour.
yeah. Pretty much. Let's go out in the ocean. Yeah. There is going to be some, look at the hail. These are going to be some monster storms.
There will be several tornadoes. You
Oh
can
my
almost
goodness.
Lock it in Dixie Valley.
Let's look at the man 3 kilometer here and let's see what we got here. Look at all those. Supercells galore. Golly.
Fast moving, low visibility with all the trees.
Now, I want to see what it shows with us
It'll
real
be tough.
fast.
The NAM, the
Yeah.
never accurate model.
See if it breaks out any rain or storms for us. Nah. Tries, but oh. There you have it.
Yeah, I don't think that's right.
That doesn't really match profile wise. That's not very dry either. 68? No way. If you're warmer, though, that's a lot more instability. So we got to watch. Even though the chance of a pop-up storm is pretty limited, we still need to watch that. So, man, there's a lot going on there.
Yeah, I think tomorrow 68 would probably be more like 78, 80.
Yeah, exactly. All right, guys. Well, I think that about wraps it up. We'll go another 3 minutes or so. Anything you want to add? What have we not covered?
Well, we didn't talk about why the moon's red.
Oh, yeah, we didn't. Could do that real fast.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So this is a cool graphic. Why does the moon turn red if you're going to see the total lunar eclipse? It's good reason, because just like we saw the sunset hues on the clouds, imagine taking that light, just like when you see beautiful sunset reflected off of glass buildings. That's essentially what's happening. The Earth's atmosphere is being cast on the moon from the sun behind the Earth, because the Earth is obviously in between the sun and the moon, and that's essentially what happens. Sunset colors all around the Earth's atmosphere, and those are being shined onto the moon, and that's what a total lunar eclipse would look like. I think there will be some delays in the flights tomorrow with the winds. Not only will
Vegas, supposed to be going to NASCAR or something in Vegas.
Yeah, maybe. Hot Springs will probably see maybe a few isolated showers or storms potentially, but it looks like it will be mostly just wind. Show the graphic of how the cap forms. Yeah. Could do that.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, so the cap is essentially warm, dry air that comes from the desert southwest. Here, I'll show you.
There's 2 ways to get rid of the cap. Cool the mid levels.
Well, that moon turns red because God commands to it. God commands it to. Well,
I'm
it's
not arguing there.
it's his design. Yeah, I'm not denying that. He's already having it into motion. So this is the cap right here. You got the sun that's heating the terrain, Colorado and New Mexico, 5,000, 8,000 feet above the ground. And then what happens, those southwesterly winds take that warmer air and blow it over into our area, along with the dry line mixing east. So that cap is warmer air that's warm and dry compared to warm and humid, and it's warmer than the air below it. So that warm air aloft prevents thunderstorms from forming. And Peyton was mentioning there's ways to erode this cap, such as if the surface temperature is warm enough, or you have rising motion, or you have some type of jet streak, which could cause rising motion, that can break the cap. And so that's going to happen to our east, but probably most likely not over us. So that's how the cap forms, the lid, if you will. Carroll County, I think, might see an isolated stray storm. Yeah. Someone said, Dan, you have to quit yawning, just like I did. I'm tired, man. I haven't had much good sleep lately, too. I think that about does it here. One thing I didn't show is the drought monitor.
7-day.
Yeah, and the
Drought
7-day.
monitor, I mean, really,
They didn't change much at all.
no. Didn't.
Get some sleep, brodos. Absolutely.
Brotographs.
There you go. There's the drought monitor. I don't know what you mean by in the clear. In the clear or what?
Drought, not in the clear.
Yeah.
Severe storm potential in the clear.
Yeah, Benton County just got the red flag warning, the high wind warning.
Yeah. So let's break that down in case you're just joining. We've got high fire danger that probably will be bumped up to extreme. You got several burn bans in our weather coverage area, 6 of them in Arkansas.
They'll probably add burn bans to Bend and Washington and Madison tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, the countywide burn bans sometimes don't get issued, but they have this 24-hour burn ban, and
It's
blah blah
different.
blah. Nobody really knows what it is, and it doesn't really. It's
It's
not. It's easy to. It's tough to see and all that stuff. The winds will start by about, I think, 8, 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. So Bailey brings up a good point about trampoline. Well, not hold it steady because you'll probably take off. It'll be like a parachute, or you can go like kite surfing. But any outdoor furniture still have time to get out there and secure it, or else it
Yeah,
could be a thing
do
of the
it.
past.
How about the
Be gone.
We never saw the trash can forecast.
Trash can forecast 200
Oh,
yards
man.
that way.
Yeah, that is in your neighbor's yard. That's down the street,
Yeah.
furthest away they could possibly go.
Yep. Critical fire danger. So we'll recap this. There's the fire danger. You can see that we've got that brown shaded area for dry thunderstorms, basically storms that don't have a lot of rain but still have lightning associated with them. There's the extreme fire danger for the Tulsa city limits and a good portion of eastern Oklahoma. And there's the cloud cover. It's trying to clear. It'll be close. But there's a look at all the alerts. My goodness, there's a lot of things. And we're going to add tornado watch to this, to our east. Not here, but tornado watch to the east. There may honestly be maybe our eastern county that gets clipped, just barely.
You could.
I could see that.
I doubt it. I'm hopeful. Wishful thinking.
I could totally see that. That'd be just our luck, and then we'll have to say this is until 8 o'clock, and we're like, no, really, it's only going to be for like 30 minutes because the entire watch goes all the way across the area. But there's a look at the fire weather warnings. We'll take you through each one of these. So wind advisory, Winds not quite as intense as northeast Oklahoma. Red flag fire warning. They extended that north of Mountain Home in south central Missouri. Strong winds gusting 50 miles per hour or stronger. And then you got warm temperatures, low relative humidity, and high wind warning, and severe storm threat too. Someone said about the marginal. Why is Madison County in the marginal? It's just barely. It's like just barely in there. No, Madison County, the entire county. I was looking at Washington. Because there's a gradient. You can't just have those colors right next to each other. And so they got to basically say, well, maybe there's a chance of an isolated stray storm.
Like if the system were to slow down a little bit, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Will it be dangerous to walk with your pup outside?
If there are a lot of trees, yeah, it would be. Yeah, because growing up, we had a lot of trees, and if it was that windy, you would not want to be outside.
Tree limbs fall down.
Yeah.
And there could be sporadic power outages. So we got Windy Willie blowing on fire, lower 80s. Saturday will be cooler, some showers in the morning. And then as we roll into the weekend, nice weather for Sunday. Sunday will be a beautiful day. Monday will be nice too for St. Patrick's Day. And I think we'll be bumping up those rain chances, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, for Wednesday and
yeah.
Thursday. We're just, it's so far out. But fire weather pretty intense tomorrow. I think those temperatures will be warming more than what the models show. It just doesn't seem right to be mid 70s. It just doesn't make sense. Especially with dry air. Dry air heats and cools a lot faster. And then there's the River Valley forecast. So, I mean, just to sum it all up,
Windy.
yeah, that's it. Windy. High fire danger, critical fire danger for us tomorrow. Severe weather outbreak to the east. Strong tornadoes not out of the question for eastern Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama, and then cooler with some rain showers on Saturday morning. All right, guys. That wraps it up. If you have any questions, you can ask within the next minute or so, but then we're going to shut it down.
Driving home from Jonesboro in the morning, rough to drive. High profile vehicles. It'll be a little shaky in the wind, but you shouldn't have any problems like rain, storm wise. Just pretty windy.
It's going to be windy around 10 a.m. Yes.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Sure.
When you go out and look at the lunar eclipse, and if you choose to do that, it might be windy.
Might be windy then. Yeah.
Did you go windy overnight from last night?
I wasn't here yesterday,
No.
so I'm not
No.
sure.
I thought it would be, just after sunrise.
It might be.
I didn't think there would be enough
Yeah.
hours with the overnight.
I know, that's what I
period.
was thinking because it's calm at Drake Field right now.
Yep.
My flight will be delayed with winds. The earlier
He's going for the race out there. I'll have fun.
Be awesome. When
That
is the
would be
next
delayed.
time you'll see all of us on Facebook Live, all three? God willing, tomorrow. Just tuning in. What happened?
Well, we're just talking about how windy it'll be tomorrow, and
Yeah.
take extra precaution with the fire weather danger. So you didn't really miss anything. We're kind of highlighting that. We also touched on the possible, very super mega ultra outbreak in Dixie Alley.
Which
Just-
honestly it
yeah.
could be.
It could be a pretty highly impactful event down there. So we're just kind of touching base on that and how strong the system is. What it will mean for everyone from here down to Dixie Alley.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, those storms are going to be topping 45, 50,000 feet potentially. Maybe not 50, but 40, 45. I think you're right on that. Wind loves trampolines too, for sure. Albert, the reason why is because any fires that do start are going to get out of hand quick. And
It will be
Yeah.
tough
Fire-
to contain because of that.
fire departments won't be able to fly. If it's a big fire, they won't be able to take planes and dump water on them and fire retardant. Also, too, these winds are strong enough to knock down power lines, so there could be sporadic power outages from just the wind.
Yeah, and tree limbs. Like if you're outside, a tree limb, if that falls on you, that can be deadly.
Yeah, tree limb or tree, like
Yeah,
a whole
so-
tree trunk.
So if you have a lot of trees around you, I wouldn't, be outside, if you don't have to be.
Unless you're like,
Or-
yeah, kind of in the open. But yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's going to be sandblasted. The winds are going to be the strongest tomorrow afternoon into the early evening, between 4 to 8 o'clock, 4 to 7 o'clock.
Yeah, so that's the time where,
I think they might go. I think they'll
just-
keep moderate at 7:30
Yeah,
Z or 7 Z.
right.
But I
And then they'll
think
up it.
as they go into the day 2 17:30 Z, I think they're going to up it.
Apparently, Broyles is at the desk. Whoops.
Royals.
Yeah. You know the SPC forecaster?
Oh, is he?
Yep. Got the
Gotcha.
pink Sharpies out.
Oh yeah, high risk. Caspill has been firing fire. Yeah, gosh. Worm moon eclipse. Boy, I didn't even remember the name of the moon. That's right. All right. Well,
We got a weather blog for the eclipse.
yep.
They'll have all the information.
You
Got
can
video
check
on
it
our app.
out. Got the time on there, all that stuff. All right, guys. Take care. Have a good one. God bless. Hold on to your hats. You don't see high wind warnings very often. All right. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Zach, Peyton, as always, my weather bros. Then we got Josh coming in the morning. He'll have the latest as the winds really start cranking up. See you guys. Bye. Have a good one. Thanks for watching.